Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Not London Narratives. As you can tell, I'm on my bed, and I just thought to myself today, why not just do this on my bed? So here I am. Um, so yeah, we do have a couple things to talk about today, and one of which I want to start with Ten Hag, and I think we all have heard about what's happened with Ten Hag at the um, what happened with Ten Hag at Leverkusen. And the thing about this Ten Hag thing, now, let me just go straight into it. The thing about this Ten Hag thing to me is, I think it's very stupid. And me calling it stupid to me is personally me being nice. That is me being kind, saying that the Ten Hag thing is stupid. Because I don't know why you bring in a manager if you know you don't believe in the manager, you don't want to buy into what the manager is trying to do, and you sack him after 2 games. They've lost players. Let me check on my phone if I can. I think I'm not sure, but I think I took a screenshot of the number or some of the players that they've lost. Mm, no, I didn't. But they've lost a lot of players. Let's check. Let's check, yeah. They've lost a lot of players this year. I'm coming. Um, so let me share this tab. They've lost a lot of players, and then you the players, a lot of first team starters. Um, and then you sack the manager after 2 games. It makes no sense to me. ESPN. So let's check. I like ESPN because there's very easy to understand. So they're currently 12th in the Bundesliga. So okay, let's look at the people they've lost. Oh wow, they brought in Sekir. Are you serious? When did this happen? A lot of you might not know this guy, but he's very talented. He's a very talented young player. August 31st. I'm coming. Sorry, I know I'm going off point, but wow, that is very interesting. What? Are you are you serious? He's a Leverkusen. Oh my poor God, this guy is very talented. He's like 20 years of age. He's very talented. I didn't even know they signed him. That's probably the Florian Wirtz's replacement. But yeah, if you look at some of the transfers they've done, if you look at their outs, they had Nkapie, Boniface, Shaka, Kusunu, Ta, Frimpong. These are very high profile players. Like I was talking the other day about Liverpool and how Liverpool are doing in the transfer window. And I said, oh, in the Premier League. And I said, my prediction was that Liverpool won't do as well as a lot of people are doing so far. That prediction looks like it's in the bin. And my reason was that I felt like there were too many changes happening at Liverpool, and because of that, even though they have quality players, because of the time to gel, they might not be able to get away with it. But I guess I didn't factor in the fact that he had the likes of Van Dijk and Konate as centre back and Alisson in goal. Maybe I didn't think it through completely. But my prediction has been right in the sense that I don't think that Liverpool have necessarily gelled. I don't think that Liverpool have been anything special. I don't think that Liverpool have looked like this exceptional team. And I think that is even more worrying in the sense that even though they've not looked exceptional, they've still been winning games. But yeah, we're not talking about Liverpool yet. But back to Leverkusen. When you are losing players like Nkapie, Boniface, Verts, and Co., if you're losing players of this caliber, of this importance to the squad, to the team, naturally, you don't expect to just play teams and everything will work. He's a new manager, it's new players, it's basically a new team. So it's a new manager, it's basically a new team. Why sack a manager after 2 games? And if I'm a manager coming into that job, I don't know how to feel. Because on one end, you have kept Shabby and you guys did some amazing things with Shabby. But until Shabby you people were basically the Tottenham of um, German league. I think they used to call them Neverkusen or something. So they never used to win trophies. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. And I'm a Tottenham fan, so I can call them the Tottenham of um, the Tottenham of Germany. But yeah, like up until Shabby, that's what you guys were, and now you come here and because you've done some things within like 2 3 years. I think Shabby was there for 3 years. It was in the second year that he went that incredible run in 3 years, and now you're sacking a manager after 2 games. And if you knew that, okay, let's even say, okay, um, they had seen enough. If you knew that you had concerns to that degree, and you weren't going to buy into the project of the manager, to buy into the manager's vision, to give this manager time, then why hire the manager in the first place? And you hire him, you bring in maybe even with his coaching staff and whatever, and then you sack him, which I think is insane to me. I think Ten Hag left a statement which I thought was quite reasonable considering the sacking, which I thought, like I said, was very stupid. And me calling it stupid once again is me being kind. Um, so Ten Hag's statement was as follows. So he said, the decision by Leverkusen management to put me on leave of absence came as a big surprise. To part ways with the head coach after 2 matches is something unprecedented. This summer, many key players who were part of past successes left the squad. We heard that players like Granit Xhaka, the manager didn't want to lose players like that. We heard about things like that. And regardless, these people sold these players. Nkapi, they sold these players. Vets, they sold this player. Frimpong, they sold this player. But anyways, okay, so this summer, many key players that were part of past successes left the squad. Building a new team is a careful process that requires both time and trust. A new manager deserves the space to implement his vision, set the standards, shape the squad, and leave mark on the style of play. I started this job with full conviction and energy, but unfortunately, the management was not willing to grant me time and trust needed, which I deeply regret. I feel this was never highlighted. This was never a relationship based on mutual trust. Throughout my career, every season I've been able to see through as a coach has brought success. Clubs that placed their trust in me have been rewarded with success and silverware. Finally, I would like to thank the Leverkusen supporters for their warmth and passion. And so I wish the squad and the staff success for the remainder of the season. Like, I don't get it, honestly. And I feel like that statement even isn't even strong enough for me. If I was Ten Hag, I would go harder on the board because it makes no sense to me. Like, I don't know how you bring in the manager after 2 games, and it makes you wonder what's going on at Leverkusen. In the sense that I know a lot of people don't necessarily follow a lot of other leagues, and maybe that's why they will be able to get away with this madness. But if this happened in the Premier League, like a club hiring a manager and after 2 games sacking the manager, everybody will question who made the decision to hire the person in the first place. Everybody will question the sanity of that decision, in my opinion, because I personally can't understand it. I don't know why you hire somebody to fire him after 2 league games. It makes no sense to me. It's incredibly stupid to say the least. And as you can tell, I am quite in shock and appalled by the decision. I don't see the sense in it personally, but maybe some people do. Maybe the board thought it was reasonable. Maybe they saw it. Some people, like I was watching ESPN FC, like to hear their own take on it, and they were talking about how they felt like um it was the right thing to do, in the sense that that the board is not um afraid to admit that they made the wrong decision, and instead of making it linger, why don't you just move on from it quickly? as soon as possible. And while I get it, I do think that let me establish something first. So let me make sure I'm seeing quoting the exact right numbers. Leverkusen club worth. How much is the club worth? Club Leverkusen club worth. Club value, sorry. I don't know if this is the value of the squad or the value of the business, but this is basically half a billion in euros. Yeah. When you're talking about, like, it's one thing to say, oh, you're making the wrong decision and you rectify it in a business that is £20,000, a business that is £50,000, maybe some people would say £100,000, maybe you can still say okay. But when you're talking millions, half a billion worth of businesses, then you can't afford to make that kind of mistake. And the people that are doing the hiring in the first place need to be questioned, because why do you hire somebody if I own half a billion business worth business, and you are telling me that we had somebody, and after like what, 2 months or something crazy like that, he's being sacked? I need to question everybody that is in charge of hiring, everybody that was involved in that decision, because for me that is not good enough, that is not reasonable, that is not a sensible decision. And people need to lose their jobs, because you can't be wasting my money, which is what you're doing here. So somebody has to be held accountable for this decision. And somebody has to be held accountable for the hiring of this guy who you people felt like was not good enough, as you've shown by firing him after 2 league games. Somebody needs to be held accountable, and it's not just Ten Hag that will be losing his job. It's not just Ten Hag that will be going out the door. Somebody has to follow him, in my opinion. The players haven't even settled, the players haven't even gelled, and whatever. I just think he's incredibly stupid. 12 minutes on this rant about the Leverkusen board. I don't even think they are worth the saliva, honestly, because that is an incredibly stupid decision, in my humble opinion. Very stupid. But yeah, let's move on from them, because it is a very stupid decision. And I don't think, like, these are not words that I have used often, but for this scenario, incredibly stupid. Incredibly stupid. So yeah, that's just my opinion. If you guys feel different, let me know in the comments. But that's just my own opinion. What do I know? Um, So I think that let's move on to the UCL squad. So some squads have released their UCL squads, and I'm going to Fabrizio's page on Instagram here so I can get it. So apparently, Arsenal have left out Gabriel Jesus. Max Dalman has come in. Now I don't know the state of Jesus. I don't know if he's injured or not, so I'm not sure. But if he's not injured, then that is quite telling about his future at the club, bringing in a 15-year-old kid in place of him. Or maybe it's because he's homegrown and Jesus is not. Don't know, but that is a very incredible decision to make. Tottenham left out Mathys Tel, Bissouma, Madison, Kulisevsky, Kotatakai, and Radu Dragic. I think the manager, in terms of Tottenham, has made it quite clear how he feels about Bissouma. I don't think Bissouma has a future at the club. Some reports came out today. I don't know if you guys can hear that. There is a plane going by, so I don't know if you can hear it. Sorry if you can. But there's a plane going by, so I'm a bit distracted. Sorry about that. But yeah, he has made it quite clear that he doesn't have a future at the club. I think that Bissouma, I like Bissouma. And I know a lot of people say, "Oh, Bissouma has done this, Bissouma has done that, and the balloon thing, the red card, the diving, and this and that. His conduct has always been bad." I think that Bissouma, like I said in one of my previous videos, I said I think Bissouma is one of those people who they are really fun friends, in the sense that if you want to have a good time, Bissouma is an amazing person to be with. But my problem with Bissouma is I don't think he knows when to draw the line. Like, I think he needs to know when to be serious. And the thing about him is like, it's not like he doesn't know it. I think he just doesn't do it. Because if you guys think back to last season now, for instance, he wasn't playing towards the end of last season, and all of a sudden, I think somebody injured in our midfield. I think it was Madison, and Bissouma had to come in for the Europa League run. Hello, Patch. How you doing? You guys leave in comments if there's anything you want me to talk about. If you come this far, please like, please subscribe, please and thank you. But yeah, sorry, Patch. I wasn't on the screen, so I'm on a different screen. But yeah, you can leave in comment. Oh, so what do you say? This has been great for us, but he has not been consistently good. Okay, so I'm going to say something on this now. So if you think back to that period, yeah, Bis came in during the Europa League run and he played exceptionally well. He was very pivotal to us winning the Europa League, in my opinion. And that was very good. That was great. That was exciting. That was incredible. And thank you to him. I'll forever be grateful to him. But so from that moment, I think you can tell that if Bis wants to be serious, he can be. But the thing about Bis's potential or Bis's transfer failure, I think you call it a failure because this was somebody that before he came to Spurs was one of the most desired midfielders in the Premier League, arguably one of the best, even though he wasn't in a top team. So I think that if you're going to call it that a failure, um, the reason why this has failed, I don't think it's just up to Bissouma. In the sense that, so if you look at what Pat said here, Pat said Bis has been good for us, but he has not been consistently good. Now let's look at that. Bissouma at Brighton, when Bissouma came to Tottenham Hotspur, all those games when Bissouma played against Tottenham Hotspur and destroyed Tottenham Hotspur, Bissouma played as a number eight. Bissouma played as a box-to-box midfielder. And the thing about being a number eight is that when you're a number eight, you tend to take risks with the ball. So you're not necessarily a number 10, but you're also creative. Like you can create. And it's not your prime duty, but you can do it. Looking at the profile of Bissouma and the type of player he is, the guy that wants to carry the ball, drop his shoulder, go past people, he's a risk taker. He's like the thing about players is how I see players is you can tell the type of player a player is even from their hairstyle. So if you look at Neymar, Neymar has these incredible hairstyles. It shows in his type of football. You can tell his personality from his hairstyle. Beast as well, from his hairstyle, you can tell his personality. If you look at Yao Polinia, a different kind of hairstyle. If you look at the likes of Rodri, a different kind of hairstyle. Rodri talks in his shirt, a different kind of footballer. You can tell sort of their personality from that. But Bish is the kind of person that likes to take risk and do crazy things. Take risk. And the risk is high risk, potential high reward. Bish hasn't been played as the number eight since he has come to Tottenham. When he first came to Tottenham, it was under Conte, and we played him as a midfielder, a number eight in a midfield two. So that was basically a number six in a midfield two. I don't think that he's the type of midfielder that you want in a midfield two, because, like I said, Biss wants to take risks on the ball. He wants to hold on to the ball. He wants to dribble. He wants to go between two men or do crazy things. That's not the kind of midfielder that you want in a midfield two. You want somebody tidy, somebody who works hard, gets the ball, and gives it to those that can do something with it. Then, under Ange, which is what I found very interesting. Now, after the first season, under Ange, we didn't have a number six. I think Bentancur was out in preseason. So B started playing. This was in Ange's first season. B started playing as a number six. And when B started playing as a number six, um, he played well. But mind you, in the first 10 games under Ange when we played well, I don't think that Bissouma was a number six. While Bissouma was a number six on paper, Bissouma actually did play as a box-to-box midfielder. If you go back to watch those games, and I remember it vividly, because like I was like, yeah, this is the Bissouma that we know. He was playing as a number six on paper, but he was actually going forward with the team and being an extra body, which is why we dominated those games so much. Now, against Chelsea, because of the threat of a Chelsea and the quality that they had, we played Bissouma as a traditional six. Yeah. We played Bissouma as a traditional six. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, we played him as a traditional six, and or I don't know if that Luton game was before that. I can't remember well, but yeah, I don't remember if it was available. But after the first 10 games, we started playing him as a traditional six, telling him to stay back and just defend. Judging by the type of guy Bissouma is, I don't think he wants to stay back and defend. But he did try to do the job for the team, and I don't think that his kind of personality, like the kind of person that plays how he plays, I think he'll be incredibly bored by telling him to stay in one place and just defend. Do you get what I'm saying? And like playing him as a number six, I am not a professional manager. I'm not a professional manager. But after the first season, I think everybody was screaming, every Tottenham fan was screaming, oh, we need a number six. And that's why a lot of people were saying, oh, Yao Polinia, Yao Polinia. This Yao Polinia talk didn't just come here today. This Ezekiel Palacios talk didn't just come here today. This Adam Watson talk didn't just come here today. It was since Angie's first season. And we're all saying it after the end of the first season that Bissouma is not a number six. We need a number six. But Tottenham Hotspur don't get the number six. If anything, Tottenham Hotspur, to make things worse, go out there and spend 40 million on Archie Gray. God, Jesus Christ, 40 million. Could have just given me the money. But anyways, we spent 40 million on Archie Gray, and we didn't get the number six. We went in season two under Ange with Bissouma as the number six again. Didn't get in any first team players except Shalanke, the only first team addition. And we could tell that we needed a winger, we needed a lot of things. We needed a left centre back, we needed all these things. And all these troubles now have trickled down even till now under Thomas Frank. And that's why I know I'm going on a tangent here now, but that's why my rating for the window was very bad, because these are not problems from just Thomas Frank. These are not problems from just now. These are problems from years ago. These are positions that we should have rectified years ago. And this Johan Lang guy gets away with murder in the sense, bro, we've needed a right winger since after we saw Brennan Johnson play after the first season. We needed a number nine since after we saw that Richarlison couldn't stay fit to save his life. Solanke as well can't stay fit to save his life. We needed a left winger to replace Son. We needed a number eight. We have needed a number eight for the longest time because we've had a lot of similar profile players, and that's why I understood why we're going for Gibbs White. We needed a left centre back slash left back. Ben Davies should have left this club ages ago. Um, he's basically a coach now. I don't even think he's a player anymore. So yeah, we've needed a lot of things, and like that's why whenever people like going on this, I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying, but this has been played out of position for his entire career at Tottenham, and a lot of people like forget that he has been playing out of position. No, don't get it twisted. A player like Jed Spence has also been playing out of position. If anything, he has now made the out of position his position. That's how well he has played. Do you get what I'm saying? And people are even saying, oh, maybe we should get a right back instead of getting a left back because Jed Spence can play at left back. Do you get what I'm saying? But not everybody can do that. Not everybody, and especially with players that play how Bissouma plays, I don't think that you can tell a player like Bissouma to play in the number six. If you look at people that have traditionally succeeded in the number six, are people that don't take risks. Like look at Rodri, look at the Kamavinga, look at the Chaumeni, look at the Caicedo, look at Gravenberch has done well in that role. Baliba, like look at all these guys that play in the number six. They're not Bissouma type players. So Pat said, yes, maybe he has been mismanaged. He's clearly a great football player. I think great is a bit of a stretch. I think he's a good footballer. But yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. So yeah, I think it's very unfair. I think it's very unfair, like the amount of stick he gets, because I do think that yeah, exactly. So I love this comment. Let me read it out for you guys. So Pat said, "This I'm on my bed, by the way. If you're wondering, I'm on my bed. I just thought, why not just do it on my bed today? I'm honestly so tired and I don't want to leave my bed. So yeah, this is a guy you put on the pitch and you just say, do your thing, we'll work around you. Exactly. Like I think he's one of those players that you build a team around. he's not necessarily somebody that you tell to follow your lead. Like I feel like the treatment that we're giving to our princess, and I call him our princess because I think they're treating him like an absolute princess, in Xavi Simons. He better perform. Jesus Christ. With all this princess treatment, he better perform. But anyways, um, the treatment that they're giving to princess is the exact kind of treatment I think you give to a Bissouma. Now, do I think he gets that at Tottenham? Based on his ability, yes. Based on his attitude and application, maybe not. But ability wise, yes. It's the same thing with Dombele as well. These are players that, like, you need to really understand them and the kind of players they are if you want them to succeed at your club. And like only very few managers are willing to do something like that. Like, I feel like if Ndombele was at Tottenham now, like before Simons now, so like at Tottenham after Kane and Son, Ndombele will probably have succeeded at Tottenham because now you can build a team around Ndombele. You're not building a team around Son and Kane. Do you get what I'm saying? But now because like Son and Kane have gone, now they're building a team around Simons. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, I think it's also Bisuma is a player like that. Like it also has to do with timing and things like that. Unfortunate, yes, but I feel like it's a bit unfair how we've sort of treated him because like even Thomas as well. Okay, he has come late for training, but I think players like this, I think like we've all had or met people like that, like in our lives, where a lot of people seem to have a problem with them, and I feel like people like that, in a weird way, I've been sort of drawn to them, especially when I was younger, because I feel like a lot of the time they're just misunderstood. Like if you take your time to calm down and try to put yourself in this person's shoes, or not even put yourself in their shoes, but actually look at them and try to figure out what the problem is exactly and how to approach this differently from how everyone else does. You realize they're actually not bad. People just misunderstand them. And like you would think that someone like Frank, considering he was a teacher and things like that, would be able to handle things like this. But I also think that it's not even just about Frank. I think it's also about the board wanting to get rid of this guy in the sense that Bisuma has been here for an extended period of time. He has 1 year left on his contract, and if you want to get money for him, this is the best time to get money for him. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think it's also that like that also plays a role in it, and I don't necessarily think it's all just on this. So I think the manager has just sort of used this as an excuse to sort of get him out. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, like I feel like that's my take on the whole beast situation. Now Mathys, who is the other player that's been left out. I think the other players that were left out were James Madison is injured, Kulisevsky is injured, Kota Takai has been injured as well, Dragishin injured as well. So Mathys. So now on Mathys, this is a different one. I think this is a very huge statement from the manager because if you let me show you guys um Tottenham fixtures. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about. If you go back to our first significant game of the season, what's going on? What's going on? Okay. So if you go back to our first significant game of the season, let me go back. Sub. Shalanke, Achigre, Mathys Tel. Okay. So if you look at our first significant game of the season, which was against PSG, you said Pat said the coaching team must know that Tel could take this setback psychologically. We'll come to that. We'll come to that. So let me God. How do I do this now? Okay, let me do it like this. I'm coming. Let me put my pillow. Let me get my laptop. I removed my curtain, so my room has no curtain anymore. Whenever my dad comes here, he's always like, "Oh, why don't you have a curtain?" Do this, do that. But anyways, another plane is flying. Jesus Christ, a lot of people are traveling. Anyways, so yeah, if you look at our first significant game of the season, Mathys Tel came on for Kudus in that game. You're probably wondering why this is significant. Let me show you. If you look at the subs, somebody else was on the bench, and that was Odobe. And Tottenham Hotspur, just like the Leverkusen board, are quite stupid and foolish. And you're probably wondering why I'm calling them stupid and foolish. And I'm going to dig. This night, I'm taking no prisoners. I'm going for everybody. But they're quite stupid and foolish in the sense that Mathys Tel at Bayern was playing at left wing. You brought in Odobe, a young player that you want to bet in, you want to develop. Then you brought in Mathys Tel as well, the same position. So now you have two players fighting for the same position. Make it make sense. How do you find game time for the two of them? Mind you, you have Mikey Moore from your academy as well. So you have Mikey Moore as well from your academy, and he's a left winger by trade. You bring in Odobe, no problem. You bring in Mathys. Three players now fighting for left wing position. Now, surprise, surprise, none of them are able to get game time. Mikey Moore has to go out on loan to get game time. And now one of Mathys and Odobe has to suffer for it. As if that wasn't dumb enough. You had brought in Lucas Bergvall. Okay, that's one midfielder you want to bet in. You want him to grow. You want him to come into the team. You bring in Achigre. The same thing. Achigre is a number 8. We're trying to turn him into a number 6 now, but he's a number 8. His best game for Tottenham under Thomas Frank at Burnley was in the number 8 role. You brought in Bergvall. You're bringing in Achigre for 40 million. You brought in Bergvall for even a reasonable fee. Achigre, 40 million. Another two players are fighting for the same position. Stupid. Centre back. You bring in Ashley Phillips. You have Dorrington. You bring in Vuskovic. You bring in Takai. What else you bring in again? You bring in Danzo. You bring in Dragishin. How do you want these players to bet in? How do you want this thing to work? What are you thinking that I don't seem to be understanding here? Make it make sense, because I've never been in the football industry, but I know enough, or I have common sense enough, which appears to not be common, that all these players can play at the same time. Mind you, we also have likes of Papa Matasara that we're still trying to bet in. Yes, he has had some patches in the team, but he hasn't really established himself. Right? But anyways, so now the Tottenham Hotspur board have created this mess. Mathys comes on in the first game, Odobe doesn't. But if you look from then on, and I want to confirm by checking, what's wrong? Why is this network taking time now? Okay, so let me see. From then on, let me check. I want to confirm. I don't want to misinform you guys. But since after the PSG game, I think it has been Odobe coming on first. So what is it? PSG Burnley. Okay, let's see Burnley. So stats, lineups, Odobe. Mathys came on, Odobe came on. Okay, so let's check the time. Timeline. Let's see. Mathys came on 85th minute. Odobe came on 80th minute. So Odobe came on first against Burnley. Since then on, let me show you again. And I think, like, this manager, I don't think he's here to play around. Honestly, he's not here to mess about with you people, this Tottenham board, and all this rubbish that they're doing. Let me show you again. So let's check lineups against Man City. Odobe came on, Mathys didn't. And that's why I saw this coming already. So when I saw it, I wasn't shocked because I could see the signs. Let me show you again. Bournemouth. Let me check. The Mathys come on. Mathys came on and Odobe came on. Let's check the timeline. Let's check the timeline. Krupi. Mathys came on for sign the 76th. And Odobe came on when? Odegaard came on in the 54th. Exactly. Can you see what I'm saying? So I think it's quite clear that the manager favors Odegaard. And I don't think he likes Mathys as much. I don't think he has seen enough in Mathys. Obviously, it's not even just about liking. When you say a manager likes a player and a manager doesn't like a player, majority of the time they just don't think that there's anything there that they can work with. Now, I say work with, and I phrase it that way because the player might have ability, and he might not just fit the manager system. So I don't want to say the player is not good enough. It might just be anything that they can work with. They might just not just see any substance there. Um, so Patch has left some comments. He said the coaching team must know that Mathys could take this setback psychologically. I think that, like I said, and like I established, that's why I said I will come back to this, which is a very interesting thing. But I do think that that's one thing that I think that Mathys has up here. He's quite strong, and you need that to be a footballer. But I think that it's not even just about the coaching team thinking that. I think that we sort of had to let people go. Like there's been a lot of chat about the potential Champions League squad and this and that, and everybody has known that we have to let somebody not go. And it's just the thing of the manager thinking, what is the best squad that I can take? And you can't tell me that he couldn't have left out Odebe. He couldn't have left out. There's no way he couldn't have left out Bergvall, but that is another young player. Do you get what I'm saying? He couldn't have left out anybody else. Why did he have to be Mathys? Do you get what I'm saying? Why did they have to? It didn't have to be Mathys. It could have been somebody else. It could have been Xabi Simons. I'm just putting a name out there, but it could have been somebody else. Why did it have to be you? Why is Odegaard going and you're not? Do you get what I'm saying? So I think you're right. I think he does have to channel this into some Kinski as well. Exactly. Do you get what I'm saying? And there were some reports that I think the on Tottenham TV they were talking about this. They said they had that if you go with two goalkeepers and your goalkeeper has a long injury, so what's considered in long injuries, I think 30 days or more or something crazy like that, then you're allowed to replace the person. But I don't think that, like, if the board didn't see you as important enough for them to do that, then that's very telling about, as I said, the body coaching team didn't see you as important enough for them to do that. I think that's very telling of where they rate you as a player and where they see you as a player right now. At least that has nothing to do with the potential player. Like we've seen, likes of Hurricane become something after not being nothing. Kolomwani is another example of someone that has come a long way. Do you get what I'm saying? But Kvaratskhelia as well, Mitoma as well. Like, do you get what I'm saying? There are examples of that, but I think it's very telling of where he is right now in the pecking order. And I think that I feel bad for him because a lot of Tottenham fans didn't want him at the club after that loan spell. The club went on to sign him. Then he plays, doesn't improve, missed that one-on-one in the preseason game, I think, against Newcastle. After missing the one-on-one, he plays a pen. Van Ven also missed one, but he plays a pen against what's their name? PSG, misses it, gets racial abuse, which is incredibly what's the word? What's the word for people with animal like brains? I don't even know. I can't remember the word right now, but very backward and disgusting. But anyways, I don't want to talk about people like that. But anyways, yeah. So that happens, and then now slowly but surely he's being replaced by the manager, by Odebe, sorry, in the manager's plans, and now he has been left out of the UCL squad. So I think he has been going through a lot. Mind you, he's quite young. He's younger than me. I don't even think I'm young anymore, but I am 21, so I could be his older brother to a degree. I am 1 year older than him. Okay. So yeah, I'm 1 year older than him. I could be his older brother. Do you get what I'm saying? So he's quite young, and he's in a new country, new environment, new players, has to adapt, has struggled to settle, and things like that. So it's understandable, but I just think that so far, and I think that it's not even just about Odobe surpassing him in the pecking order. I think you also look at players like Mathys, Mikey Moore, and you look at players like Mikey Moore, and you look at players like Savio that we're looking at, and it's like Tottenham Hotspur, or not Tottenham Hotspur actually. I think Tottenham Hotspur will take prisoners, but Thomas Frank isn't taking any prisoners. Like, do you get what I'm saying? He's trying to build a team that can win as soon as possible. And if you're not good enough, sorry, but you're going to be left out. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, he came in this year. The first thing he looked at was the right wing. Oh, Brennan Johnson isn't good enough. Kudus, come in. Brennan Johnson moves to the left. Brennan Johnson isn't good enough. Kolomwani, come in. He goes for Savio, unable to get him. Kolomwani, come in. Find a way to kick Brennan Johnson out of the lineup. Do you get what I'm saying? So this manager isn't taking any prisoners. And a lot of these players, I'm telling you, in a few years, they wouldn't be in this team anymore. I don't think they will be, because he wants to win. So yeah, like, I love it, but for them, not so much. And the thing I wanted to say about Mikey Moore is, now if you look at a player like Mikey that has gone out on loan to play football for a year, Mikey has gone out on loan to play football for a year now. He would be further down the line in his development by the time he comes back than Matisse. So maybe Mikey comes back now and is also above him in the pecking order as well. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't know what the future holds for him, but right now it doesn't look good, to be honest. And that's just my own opinion. Maybe other people might feel different, but personally, I don't think that it looks so good for this young man. So yeah, Liverpool, Liverpool. So the reports are that Liverpool have omitted Chiesa and they've kept in Ungumoha. How do I feel about this? I don't know what to say. I feel like the treatment. Okay, so before I go to Liverpool, let me look at Patch's comment. So the thing I'm worried about is how little pitch time our loanees are getting. I don't even know how they're doing on loan, but I'm telling you that I'll save that comment for later because I feel like it goes more into like the thing that I want to say, like when I actually go into Tottenham and Johan Lang later. So I'll save that comment for later. I will respond to it later. Said they are hardly getting any. Okay. I know nothing about our loonies, but I'm going to say some things about this team because I watched the Johan Langer interview um before this live because I wanted to hear what this man had to say, and I found it very interesting. But anyways, um, back to Liverpool, yeah. So Chiesa, I feel like he has been treated very funny since he has come to Liverpool. Now, don't get it twisted. I don't think that everything is just on his slot or whatever. I think that Chiesa has had injuries and he hasn't been able to play. And he wasn't happy with his play time. That's the reason why a player like Elliot left. I think Slot is the kind of person that you're either part of his team or you're not. And I think that this year, I think Annie Slot kept Chiesa for very selfish reasons. And I will elaborate on that. So, from what I've seen or heard from Liverpool fans, because I don't follow, like, I can never know Liverpool as much as I follow Liverpool. I try to watch other people's contents from other clubs and to keep myself as informed as possible. Because, like I always say, I'm not just a Spurs fan, I'm a football fan. And the thing about following Spurs is when you follow Spurs, sometimes Spurs can really help or deteriorates your mental health. So you need other things to keep you happy. So like when things like last season now, you switch off your sports fan side and you turn on your football fan side and you follow other teams. You just watch football for vibes and just as a neutral to enjoy it. But anyways, back to what I was saying. As much as I try to follow other teams, I can't know everything as well as people that actually support the club and like have that niche support. So yeah, from what I've heard about Slot is he's the kind of manager that sort of keeps sort of keeps it keeps it plain and simple. Like you're either in his plans or you're not. You're either good enough or you're not. You either fit into what he's trying to do or you don't. And we saw that last season with the likes of Elliot, the likes of Chiesa, and the minutes that these guys got. Nunez as well. So we saw that. And Chiesa wanted to leave because he wasn't playing enough. Elliot was forced to leave because he wasn't playing enough. Nunez left as well. Like, do you get what I'm saying? So you're either in his plans or you're not. And Chiesa last season wasn't in this manager's plans, which means this is a player that he doesn't fancy. We all knew that Chiesa wanted to leave. Now, Chiesa decided to stay, but I don't think that that was a good decision for Chiesa. Now, let me elaborate. At number nine, Liverpool have Isak and Eketike. At left wing, they have Hakpo and they have Eketike as well. At 10, they have Soboslai. Sorry, and they have, sorry, Hakpo and Rio Ungumoha at left wing. At 10, they have Soboslai and they have Vets. At and uh, sorry, I just saw your comments, Thomas. Patch. At right wing, they have Salah and they have Chiesa. Now, Salah is going to play majority of the games, and maybe Chiesa will come on a few minutes here and there. If you check, he hasn't really had any minutes, so he's not really having any minutes. Then you omit him from the Champions League squad, which I think is incredibly selfish because this guy wanted to leave. You tell him to stay, you convince him to stay. He scores a goal for you against was it Bournemouth? Yeah, he scores against Bournemouth and whatever, and like he is doing well. He'll start in other clubs. He knows that. That's why he wanted to leave. And the way they've treated him, in my opinion, is just not good enough. Like, if you know you don't want to play this guy, don't keep me because you don't have bodies. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, don't keep a player because you don't have bodies. For me, club point of view, I understand why they would do it, but I think it's incredibly selfish. Like, they're like in my football manager career, when a player is not part of my plans, I try to sell him because you're not going to get minutes on them. And like what I do now to force them out when they don't want to leave is I first push them to the under 21s. They argue with me, then I tell them I'm going to stick with my decision. Then after pushing them and they're angry, I push them to the under 18s, and then they can't take it anymore. They want to leave, so I force them out. But it's for your own good. I don't want your career to deteriorate and things like that. But I think that Liverpool kept this guy this year for selfish reasons because I think that if they like think about it, if they got rid of the likes of Chiesa now, okay, you have Eketike and what's his name? Eketike and Isak 9, Hakpo and Rio. Rio is 16 by the way. So Hakpo and Rio left wing, Vets and Soboslai 10. But Salah has no backup except if you want to say Bendok, and Bendok has gone to Bournemouth. So they needed to keep Chiesa because they've spent so much money and they don't have the money to get the replacement if they lose a Chiesa. So I think it was for very selfish reasons. And now, like doing something like this, leaving him out of the squad, it just like that's the thing that I said about a player wanting to leave. Yeah. I said if a player wants to leave your club, yeah. If a player wants to leave your club, You can't try and convince them to stay. And what do I mean by that? The analogy I always use is a girl that wants to break up with you. If you're dating a girl and she says today, Teslim, I don't think I can do this anymore. I think we should go our separate ways. And I tell her, oh no, baby, please stay, this, that's that. And I convince her to stay. And she stays because I convinced her to stay. Whatever reasons she wanted to leave in the first place will still end up coming up again. And even though she's going to stay for now, she's still going to want to leave again eventually. You've just delayed it. Do you get what I'm saying? You've just pushed it further down the line. The inevitable is still going to happen because, yeah, you've convinced her to stay, maybe by emotional, using like emotions and trying to appeal to her emotions and how that will make you feel and this and that. And you say you'll be better, but majority of the time, it never really changes. And that's the same thing with football. Chiesa, if you knew you wanted to leave, it never really changes. And I don't think it's really going to change. And let me show you guys, just so you know, I'm not just talking ball. Let me show you. So Liverpool fixtures. Let me show you guys. Now I didn't watch the community shield, but I'll check the community shield. So let's check lineups. Where's he? Where's he? Chiesa didn't come on against Crystal Palace. He didn't come on against Crystal Palace. Okay. Which other game have they played? The first game of the season was Bournemouth, I believe. Yeah, Bournemouth. Let me show you guys. Chiesa came on. Let me show you when he came on. Sorry, my bad. Timeline. Where's it? Chiesa scored 88th minute. Chiesa came on 82nd minute. Can you see what I'm saying? Look at the minutes he's getting. It's second minute. No problem. After Bournemouth, they played who? Newcastle. Okay. Lineups. Check lineups. Did he come on? Chiesa came on. Okay. Timeline. Endo for Salah. Ngumoa for Gakpo. Curtis Jones for Elliott. Malik Thiaw. Chiesa 80 for Hugo Ekitike. Let me see. That was Newcastle. Arsenal. Let's check Arsenal. Lineups. Chiesa came on. Timeline. Doman, Endovets, Gomez, Konate, Chiesa, 79th minute, basically 80th minute as well. Can you see what I'm saying? So, like I said, like I just feel like the inevitable is always going to happen, and this guy is going to be unsettled again, and they're still going to end up back where they started because he's not getting enough minutes. You can't be telling him to come on for 10 minutes every game. What do you want to do in 10 minutes? Yeah, he was able to score against Bournemouth because he's a good player. He's a quality player. This was one of the best right wingers in the world at the time before the injuries for Italy and for Juve. I mean, Italy won the Euros. Juve were winning titles with Federico Chiesa. This was a player that everybody would have dreamed of. And now you're telling Chiesa to play 10 minutes every game. That is insulting, to say the least. So, yeah, it's impossible to watch every game of every team. You have your highlight experts, your football manager, and fantasy football influencers, statisticians, and result junkies, and your influencers. True, true. I agree with you. Like you can't watch everything except you're an absolute freak. Like there are even days when, like, because of my channel, I try to watch like 2, 3 games. And I can't lie to you, it's exhausting. Like, and maybe it's because my body isn't used to it. Like normally, I just like watch Spurs and then the big games, but like sometimes I won't lie to you, it's exhausting. Like I never knew that I could get exhausted watching football. Like just sitting down there for like hours just watching football. And maybe that's because I don't watch TV anymore. Maybe because I'm older now, I have a life and I'm trying to find my way in the world and things like that. But wow, it's crazy, honestly. And then you have fans who concentrate on every minute of every game that our first men's team player plays. We have experience of playing football or playing high level experience sports. True, true. They're different kinds of people. Diego is here. Hello, Diego. I didn't even know you were here. Um, the rest is here. Say Bantambo. True. When I was a kid, I could never watch Spurs because I was always playing, and I went to a few Wednesday night matches. I saw us beat Hadji Split in the quarters before we won the UEFA Cup. Fair enough. That would have been quite the experience, honestly. Quite the experience. Um, when I was an adult, I could never watch Spurs because I worked. And now I'm retired. I get to watch, and I love it. Fair. That see, I get it. Like honestly, I get it. This whole work thing, this adult life, I'm a bit new to it because like I graduated last year from uni, so I've had 1 year now, like trying to figure out my life and like post uni, and God, it's crazy. Like I don't think that they can prepare you for this because like people tell you, oh, life is crazy, but life really is crazy. Like you get what I'm saying? Honestly, it is. I can't watch games anymore because I start school. I find that very interesting, Diego. Like, you know, I don't know how. I think Diego is in. Is Diego in Spain? I think Diego is in Spain. Barcelona, right? I think so. No, yeah, Barcelona and a Man City fan. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that. I don't know how things work in Spain, but here in Nigeria, I'm still able to watch games, even like if I'm in school or whatever. Don't know. Like, I don't think that school occupies my life like that. Like, and I feel like I don't know. I'm still able to find time for games. I stopped playing football in uni, to be fair, because I felt like it was affecting me in school in the sense that I play football, I'm exhausted, I'm unable to read. Because I'm unable to read, I'm sleeping when I'm meant to be reading. So I had to stop playing football. But watching football, no, no, no. I don't think it affected me watching games. Um, so and I play for my soccer team in my school now. I think that is why. I think that is one of those things that you have to pick one. Either you play or you watch, especially in school. Like when you're in school, I think you have to pick one. And I picked watching because that was less taking less of a toll on my body and sort of helps me focus on school as well. So I had to weigh the pros and cons. Yeah, I like football, but playing football or my school, I'll pick my school anytime. So yeah, my academics. So yeah, let me see. Um, Chelsea left out Buonanotte. I don't think this is that big a deal. I think that I think that Chelsea have a lot of people that can play in the number 10. I think they have like of Yao Pedro, they have Palma as well. They have a billion players. I don't even know the players that are in their team anymore, honestly. But I think that they have players that can play number 10 and they'll be fine. Enzo can play there as well. They have players that can play there and they think they'll be fine. I honestly do think they'll be fine. I don't think that Chelsea without this guy will lose their mind or anything. Um so let me see. In my school, we watched the World Cup games. I remember in 2018. Oh my God, 2018. I remember watching the World Cup in 2018. I remember Argentina versus Nigeria in 2018 World Cup group stage. And I remember we watched that in my hostel together. It was quite a very interesting night. Honestly, I remember that it was like, I know we lost, but like it was a good experience to watch football with people. I think it was quite an experience to watch football with people. Um, Let me see. We should have played back three against Bournemouth because Pedro is an attacking fullback, not a wing back. Sorry, not a right back. I will come to Spurs. I will focus on Spurs. I will focus on Spurs, but I just want to go over everybody else. But look, let me show you. Let me just show you a glimpse. I have notes here that like I've written based on some of the things that you've said, and I've added them to my notes. So I'm going to talk about Spurs. Like that is those are my key points for Spurs, so I don't forget some of the talking points that I want to talk about. But I will go to Spurs. I will go to Spurs. I just want to say one last thing. My last talking point now before I go to Spurs is about Liverpool, and I want you guys to give me your opinion on this. But let me go to Diego's comments first. So Diego said, "I can't wait to watch Donnarumma play for my club after the international play break. We have to, I think you probably mean we have to win versus Man United. Honestly, I don't even know what to make of City because I feel like City are going through a transition, and like I think a lot of people have forgotten that City always start bad. Like every last season now, everybody was saying, "Oh, City were this, City were that." City still finished third in the league, and I think they only finished a few points behind Arsenal, I believe. Like it wasn't like that big a deal. They finished 3 points behind us now. Exactly. Like, do you get what I'm saying? So I think City will be fine. Whether they win the league, that's where you can have questions. But like, if you mean like, will City be fine? Losing a few games, losing to Tottenham, losing to Brighton, I think you'll be fine. Believe me, City will be fine. Um, uh, let me see. So, um, I'm feeling like this might be Pep's last season. Diego, personally, I think that he's going to see out his contract. I don't think that he signs a 2 year contract if he doesn't want to commit to it. But I do get where you're coming from. I think that it might be one of those cases of leave the football before the football leaves you. And right now, with the way things are looking for City, some might argue that the football is slowly leaving Pep, especially considering last season. And but I don't think it's that, to be fair. I just think that, and this is something that I feel like a lot of people are not talking about City. I just feel like in recent years, yeah, City's recruitment has been very poor. It hasn't necessarily been Pep. It has just been that they bought horribly. Let me. They signed Jack Grealish for 100 million a couple years ago. Yeah, he won them the treble, but he didn't really do much. He didn't really do much. And now Jack Grealish, 100 million, is out the door at Everton on loan. They signed in Calvin Phillips. Absolute. I don't even know the word to use for that transfer. But what a horrible transfer. They've signed Doku that a lot of their players, oh, sorry, their fans will tell you that Doku isn't good enough for this club. Some fans were saying Doku should be the one that we should have sold instead of Savio. They brought in Trafford now that has looked good, looked bad. But compared to where City's recruitment was before, much below par. Nico Gonzalez, he has looked okay when he has played, but after 1 year at City, at the end of I think this transfer window, there were some reports that he could possibly be leaving. Do you get what I'm saying? Let me think again. Who else again? Who else again? Matthias Nunez was brought in to play in midfield. He has been playing as a right back. He has played everywhere but in midfield. I think he has. I think he played at the wing on the wing one time or something like that. Like you get what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of like City's things. Wow, people might say, "Oh, um, Pep," but I don't think that the recruitment has been good. I honestly don't think that the recruitment has been good, and I feel like a lot of people don't talk about that enough. A lot of people don't talk about that enough because City's recruitment in recent years has really deteriorated, and that sort of leads me into my next talking point, which I'm going to. I've been saying I will talk about it after I go through the comments, but you guys keep on commenting. But it's fine, it's fine. Keep the comments coming. But that leads me into my next talking point, which is about Liverpool and the potential, like the gap and the void that Liverpool have seen. But I'll get into that. I'll get to that. Let me go through the comments first. So he said, we're the first team to take the Immaculate City apart. Fair enough. Fair enough. It's fair when you say it that way because me personally, I said it that I didn't think that they were anything special against Wolves. Personally, I didn't think that they were anything exceptional against Wolves. I just thought that they got away with it because of the quality of their team, and to me, that showed when we played them. So yeah, I didn't think they were anything special. But the media and everybody was saying, "Oh, they were immaculate. They were special. They were phenomenal. They were back. They went back against Spurs, the Hurricane team. Hurricane team." But anyways, we do it every year, so it's not that big a deal. It's not. It's just City, guys. Lads, it's Manchester City. Lads, it's City. Come on, huh? But anyways, I'm just joking. I'm just joking, Diego. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. It's all up. It's all up. I would love to see us. be the first to take Liverpool apart. A boy can dream. A boy can dream, Patch. A boy can dream. Take Liverpool apart. Liverpool put six past us last season. They put six past us. There's no way. I don't believe that we can take that Liverpool team. Yeah, I don't think you people understand how scary Liverpool is to me. I thought Liverpool would do badly this season. And I said that because I thought they would take some time to gel. Now, whilst they've taken time to gel, they've still been winning games, which is incredibly concerning for me as a sports fan. Because if they're still able to beat the likes of Arsenal, the likes of this bomber team that Tottenham played against and were destroyed without gelling, I don't want to see what Liverpool look like when they gel. I don't. I don't. Except I don't get how he's still in my club. I think you're talking about Calvin Phillips. What a special player, man. Special player. Honestly. Special player. City signing for like 60 million or something crazy like that. Doku is not City level. I feel next year him and Savio will be sold. I hope Savio is sold. Honestly, I hope Savio is sold. But yeah, I get you. I get you. That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of your recruitment at City has been horrible, to be fair. Like a lot of your City recruitment has been horrible, and a lot of people don't talk about that a lot. Like a lot of people say, "Oh, Pep is finished," but like when you look at that team, if you look at the main team, like the likes of Sterling have gone, the likes of Sani have gone, the likes of Mares have gone, the likes of a lot of players have gone, and like replacing them has been a real issue, honestly. Um, and for a club like City that can basically go out and sign almost anybody, like City can attract players from Real Madrid. Not many clubs can do that. It is crazy that their recruitment has been quite poor. Like when you basically have the pick of the whole world. Do you get what I'm saying? I find that very interesting. But yeah, that's something that I feel like people don't talk about enough. That City's recruitment has been poor. But Jack Grealish is a base. He couldn't play grid ball. Prescribed moves. Eh? Prescribed moves if he tried. I don't understand what you mean. But I think you mean like I don't understand what you typed, but I think you mean what you're trying to say is like he can't play when he's like structured. Like he's more built around him, let him do what he wants to do type of player. And I agree with you, like, and that's why I never understood the Jaguli signing because, bro, watching him for City, I couldn't believe my eyes. I used to like Jack at Villa. Like I used to like him at the middle of the pitch doing whatever he wants to do. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to create time to watch Everton. The game that I was very excited to watch this last weekend was West Ham versus Nottingham Forest. Very interesting game. Honestly, I don't know. Like I can't believe I watched that over City's game versus Brighton, but believe me, it was worthwhile. It was worthwhile. It was worthwhile because West Ham looked quite good. West Ham looked quite good, and I just wanted to like confirm what I thought in theory. I knew that he had good players, and I can't remember who it was that was telling me that their squad is quite average, and I needed to like sort of go and see it for myself. So yeah, like I thought that was a very good match, and it was worthwhile. Um, Grealish is an artist. He's a genius. You can't ask him to stand there for 5 minutes and then move there. Fair enough. Yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. Like he's one of those players that just tell him do what you want to do, and we build around you. Everybody is around him. When in my final year, I was coaching a team. I ended up resigning because I didn't feel like they were giving their all, like I was. But anyways, while I was coaching the team, there was this player, special player, like to me, best in the school. His name is Toju, and you probably even won't know that I'm talking about him now in my life. But yeah, and this guy, like, there were times when like the team is defending and the players are complaining that oh, Toju is just walking, he's not tracking back and this, and I'm like, just leave him, let him do what he wants to do because, bro, when it comes to attacking, he will give you everything. Do you get what I'm saying? Like you can't coach players like that. You can't tell them, oh, do this, do that, do this, do that. He's a genius. He knows what he's doing. And For me, we needed an outlet. We needed him on the ball when we finally get the ball. Do you get what I'm saying? Because he's our best player. So, like players like Jack and all these kind of players, you tell other people to work for them. You tell other people, you build the team around them. You don't try to micromanage them, or you just ruin them as players. Like you just ruin them honestly. Like that whole unpredictability and specialness and uniqueness is what makes them the player that they are. And when you take that away from them, it's like taking away their identity. Like Pep literally took away what made Jack Grealish Jack Grealish. And I find that very annoying when managers see a player doing one thing at a club and then you sign the player was doing one thing, that thing was working, and then you sign the player to do something entirely different. Which is why, like, with Thomas Frank, I like what he's doing because he's signing players to just see what you're doing there, what you're doing at Bayern, Paulinia, sorry, what you were doing at Fulham, come here and do it at Tottenham. Kudus, what you were doing at West Ham, come here and do it at Spurs. Simmons, come here and just those parts, and that's how he makes a whole team. Not that you bring Brennan Johnson that was running behind and scoring goals against the in Nottingham Forest. You bring him to Tottenham and you say, Brennan Johnson, come and dribble past 3, 4 men and score a goal. He can't do it. He can't. And he has never shown you he could do that. Like that's not why you signed him. That's not what you saw him do that you signed him for. Do you get what I'm saying? And like Pep signing Jack and telling Jack to only keep a tiny fraction of what he was doing at Villa, which is keeping the ball, but in a very different, boring way, was I don't know how Jack did it. Honestly, like I remember I watched Jack Grealish's first game for City, and I remember that game. He kept on floating to midfield from left wing, and he kept on going to the middle of the park. And Pep kept on shouting, go back!" Every time. Go, try that game. He just kept on shouting, back to the left, back." And I was just laughing. It was hilarious because I know that Pep's players usually take like a year to adapt and whatever. But yeah, some people can bake. They can follow exactly every ingredient and wait. Other people can cook. They invent. Facts, facts, facts. Nice one, Patch. I like that. Um, Slot is the new checkbook manager. I think that's harsh. I think that's harsh. And the reason why I say that's harsh is because, bro, Slot basically won the league without any signing. Like, come on, man. You can't say he's a checkbook manager. He won the Premier League without any signing in his first season. How many people can say they've done that? The only signing was Chiesa, and like I said, Chiesa barely played. Let's check how many minutes he even played. Um, Chiesa in the Premier League played. This cannot be real. He played 116 minutes. Jesus Christ. 116 minutes. Exactly. Can you see what I'm saying? So he basically won the league without any signings because the only signing he had aside from Chiesa was Mamadashvili. And Mamadashvili didn't come until this season. So he basically won the league without any signings. And he didn't even have a goal or an assist. So he basically didn't contribute. See what I'm saying? In the entire of last season, he played 400 minutes. 500 basically. Crazy. Crazy stuff. So yeah, I don't think it's fair to say that Slot is a checkbook manager. Pep is arguable. But Slot, I feel like that's not fair, in my opinion. We need world class players and wingers. That's the thing. Like, I look at City's players now, yeah, and I think that these are players that, like, what comes to my head, uh, these are players that Tottenham should be having. These are players that Villa should be having, not City. Now, don't get it twisted. City have never really been a club to go out there and splash the cash. In the sense that if you look at some of the signings, Sterling, Sane, Mares, they haven't necessarily been big money signings. I think the closest thing to a big money signing, and it wasn't a big money signing because it was a release clause, was excuse me, was Haaland. And then after Haaland, then Grealish. Do you get what I'm saying? But like when you look at the players that they brought in, they've sort of been very good players, but just undervalued or not made the big step yet. And when you look at this City team and you look like Doku potential, Oscar Bob, some might argue potential because his output is quite appalling, but he hasn't played enough. Like his output, yeah, he dribbles and whatever. But let me show you guys. That's one thing that I feel like he needs to add to his game. I know he hasn't been fit, but let's see his output. Look at his output in his first full season. Okay, 18 minutes. Okay, this was last season. Sorry, 23, 24. He didn't play enough, but I know. But output is something that he needs to add to his game. 800 minutes, two games, two goals, 2 goals, 1 assist. Like I feel like that's something Bob needs to add to his game. But like if you look at City squad, a lot of them now, you look at them and you think, oh, potential. Savio, potential. Doku, potential. Trafford that they brought in to be their number one at the time, potential. Rico Lewis, potential. Like City shouldn't be having this type of players in their team. I don't know, but maybe it's just me. Like the way I see City as like Liverpool, I see City as Real Madrid, I see City as Barcelona. I expect them to tell these players, okay, Tottenham Hotspur, you've developed a Kudus. Sorry, Tottenham Hotspur, you've developed a Hurricane. Now Hurricane, come. Um, Nottingham Forest, you've developed a Gibbs White. Now Gibbs White, come. You've developed somebody. Do you get what I'm saying? That's where I see City. That's the kind of club I think me as a sports fan I see City as, and City having this kind of players to me says a lot about their recruitment. To me, because like I said, even though they've not gone out to sign big money signings, they brought in players that were ready, players like Savio, players like Sterling, players like SS Savio, signing players like Sterling, players like Maris. Like these were players that were ready and ready to go. Haaland as well. Like you get what I'm saying? And these signings in recent years, Czech is ready, but the rest of them, I don't know. I think they are going back to that again with likes of Tijani, but all these Kushanov, all these guys that they are bringing in, I don't understand it. I don't. This Victor Reich, I mean, what was his name? Nipan as well. I understand Nipan was a very shrewd signing. I understand it, but these are not the kind of signings that I think City should be making personally. Maybe Girona signed them and then you bring them to City after Girona, maybe, but I don't know. That's just how me I see things, Sha. That's not how me I see things. But if you guys think it's different, you guys can let me know in the comments if you guys see it differently. Um, we are gonna get a new manager next season. I think he's gonna leave. I don't think he'll stay for 2 years. Don't know, Sha. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know. You're the City fan. You know why you feel that way. I don't follow City as much as you do, but personally, I don't know. I don't know why you signed a 2 year contract if you don't want to commit to it. Like I think that's just weird. I don't know, but maybe I'm tripping. But yeah, I think that's just weird. Let me see. People are using ChatGPT to write. Okay. Let me see. Everton is cooking this season. Let's even check where they are on the table. I haven't watched Everton. I think I would like to watch it. Wow, they're fifth. Mind you, last season Everton were really good. They were 13th, and now they've really strengthened. They've really strengthened. Wow. I wonder where they could finish this season. I feel like they could finish in Europe. Like I don't think it's impossible. I don't think it's impossible. But let's see. Let's see how things go for Everton. But yeah, I think so far they've done well. Let me check who they've played. So their first game was against Leeds. They lost against Leeds. Wow, they were absolutely dominated by Leeds. Crazy. Um, Second game, so it wasn't a fluke. Um, like one of those games that you had chances and you missed your chances. No, no, no. They actually beat them comprehensively. Everton then destroyed Brighton. Oh, they didn't actually. Brighton did better than them, but they just took their chances, and Brighton did not. Okay, so it was quite an even game at Everton's new stadium, and that's another thing. This is in their new stadium. Having the likes of a Jack Grealish in their new stadium will be incredibly interesting. Um, so they played Mansfield, they won, and they played Wolves, they won. These are games you would expect them to win. But Brighton is a good win. Brighton is a good win. Maybe the Brighton point makes up for the Wolves. Wolves cannot finish their dinner to save their lives, but the Brighton point is makes up for the Leeds points that they lost. But yeah, Villa, Liverpool, Wolves, West Ham, Crystal Palace. This is the real test for Everton. See this run, Spurs. This run here is the real test for them. That's where we really gauge where they're at, personally. But yeah, I do think that they're cooking. Like you said, they're cooking. They're cooking. They're cooking. Nabry against Spurs. That stupid celebration. God, I hate that guy. I hate him. He's an Arsenal fan. Okay, no hate, but I be Arsenal former Arsenal player. I don't hate him, but I hated him that day. Um, I look at our players and I think we have it. We can qualify for CL group and we can stay competitive. I'm looking forward to our season. Hmm. Okay, okay, okay. I don't know. I don't know. At I think you're saying about the new players, but there's so much talent in what we have. So Pat is talking about sports. Okay, you know what? I've been saying I'll talk about my Liverpool points since. Let me just go right now. Let me just go right quickly. So I think that there is a real gap here, or Liverpool smell blood. And you're probably wondering what I mean by that. I mean Liverpool smell blood in the sense that currently I think that there is no standard team in the sense that PSG, I think they were good, but personally I don't think that PSG is as good as a lot of people think they are. I think that they were sort of lifted above because everybody had a bad season. Like I think that, like I said, Liverpool didn't necessarily have any incomings. Manchester City had a bad year. Real Madrid had a bad year. A lot of the big teams had a bad year. Man United finished 15th and things like that. So I think that they were not as good as a lot of people think. But Liverpool smell blood here when, like, they look and they look at the Premier League. Pep could possibly be leaving the remaining managers in the Premier League, the likes of, and that's the same thing I'm thinking with Tottenham. So you look at Maresca, you look at Ateta, Thomas Frank, Moyes, Glasner, Amorim, Nuno. Like there's no standout candidate here. Maybe how, but the thing about this PSR thing is sort of limiting them. And with Pep possibly leaving the Premier League, I think they smell blood and sort of see their own period of domination in the Premier League. And that's why they're going big for it, to create their own dynasty and like sustained success, not just like now, but like longevity, like something long and extensive. And I was watching this guy on Sky Sports, which is what even made me write this as a talking point. Is that the guy was talking about how um, Liverpool, um, Liverpool sort of, I've even forgotten what I wanted to say. Yeah, so he was talking about how there's been some talk about these PSR rules and whatever, and if the rules make sense and this and that, and maybe the rules might change. Maybe they change the rules today, and now Newcastle can spend money and they skyrocket and they win the league, something crazy like that. But until then, Newcastle, I said Newcastle. Wow, Liverpool still have the advantage. They're trying to place themselves in a position where they can really go for it and sort of secure whatever they need to secure down before anybody comes for anything. And with people like Diego now coming saying, "Oh, Pep will soon leave and Pep will soon this and Pep will soon that," it's really intriguing when you think about that because, like I said, there's nobody here that I think is an exceptional manager. I think they're all good managers. I don't think any of them are that level above the rest. I don't think any of them are that level above the rest. And like it's the same thing with Tottenham, where I'm looking at this Tottenham team and I'm thinking, if you can invest right, Tottenham in a few years could be back at the top, in my opinion, challenging for the league. We're there just a couple years ago. Like a lot of people seem to have forgotten that. Chelsea as well, within the blink of an eye, they're back at the top, challenging for the league. Everybody will forget that they finished 12 just like 3 seasons ago or something crazy like that. Arsenal are challenging for the league. Do you get what I'm saying? Like we have Nottingham Forest finishing in Europe, Crystal Palace finishing in Europe, Crystal Palace winning trophy. So there's no like standout person, and like I feel like they sort of understand now that if you can sort of just set yourself apart just a little, like because of how low the quality is, then you could really stand out. Do you get what I'm saying? And they've not gone for a little, they've gone big. And if you look at their signings, if you look at the age of the signings, they're looking to dominate English football and world football alongside maybe a Real Madrid or something crazy like that, because those are the only people that I see actually competing with them. Maybe some might say PSG because of what they did last season. So Real Madrid and PSG. But Real Madrid will not win the Champions League every year. So there are going to be moments there that Liverpool will be able to win the Champions League. For the Premier League, they don't look like they have competition right now, to be honest. So, like, where do you really do you see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Liverpool have really smelt blood here and are really going for it. And I think that's very interesting. I think that's how every club should act, in my opinion. And I think it's very interesting that they've done something like this. But I just wanted to bring it to everybody's attention because I know everybody's talking about, oh, the signings, but you guys look at the bigger picture, look at what these people are actually trying to do here. They're trying to dominate English football. They're really trying to dominate English football. And I'm scared of having another Manchester City because one of my joys of Pep sort of not winning the league and looking like everything at City is going is that it sort of in my head would be like the Serie A where I feel like other people can now compete because there's not one super team or one super manager. But now Liverpool are rebuilding that super team and God, that's all I can say, man. So yeah, that's just my take on Liverpool to be honest. Now, the next thing I want to say is Johan Lang. Before I come to the comments now, I want to first go in on Johan Lang. So I watched his interview and I thought it was incredibly interesting. And I noticed that he spoke about how bringing in players with quality but also experience was the goal for this window. And when he was speaking, he said something that I found very interesting, which basically tells me everything I need to know and confirms all of my thoughts and fears. If you guys watch that Johan Lang um, video is on the YouTube channel, you notice that he uses the word opportunity a lot. And he mentioned something. He said that normally you plan for the window in February, March, but because of the manager came in June, we didn't have too much time to plan for the window and whatever. Now you plan for the window February, March. Last year you planned for the window February, March. You brought in Archie Gray, you brought in Odobe and Co. That didn't seem like planning to me. You only brought in one first team addition. That didn't seem like planning to me. So even when you planned, it seemed to me like you planned to fail. But anyways, he did mention that, which means the planning from them was quite poor. And he was mentioning the word opportunity a lot. And he spoke about how when players an opportunity like Kudus comes in, you have to grab it. When an opportunity like Yao Polina comes in, when an opportunity like Xavi Simons comes in, when an opportunity like Kolomwani comes in. And I was thinking to myself, wait, these are all the players that we signed in. So you're telling me that all these players were opportunities? Like none of them were really like targets. And that is incredibly concerning to me because is this opportunity thinking, opportunity that we've always heard, like is that is a word that is sort of synonymous with Tottenham Hotspur in transfer window, where you hear the word opportunity all the time. And that is why our squad building has failed and why players like Mathys are being left out because we just go for opportunities. We don't necessarily think this thing through. You don't like deep it when you are making these signings. It's just opportunity. It's not good enough for a £4 billion business, in my opinion. I think the recruitment has been shocking in recent years, and I think I've always had a hunch that the planning has been poor, and like that interview just established all my thoughts and fears. To be honest, so yeah, so the Pat said the thing I'm worried about is how little pitch time our loanees are getting. So, like I said, I know nothing about our loanees, but what I'm going to do is we're going to check. When you don't know something, you check. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. So yeah, let's check. So players out, we have Manos Solomon, Vuskovic, Devine. So let's check Vuskovic. Give me a sec. Vuskovic. He hasn't played so far. Was again Devine. Devine, yes, played. Yes, played. Okay, yes, played. Um, Next person is Yang. So he has played in 2 games in the championship. Maybe he came on as a sub. Maybe he came on as a sub. 2 games. But the season hasn't really gone far. But if you're telling me that if you're telling me that in the championship, how many prem championship table? In the championship, they played 4 games and he has only played 2 games. Is a Preston not end? Why is Preston not end? Don't tell me Preston. Oh, it's at Portsmouth. So Portsmouth, they played 4 games and he has only played two. 23 minutes in championship. Ah, that's bad though. Hey, that's bad though. Ah, that's bad. Okay, let's check who else again. George Abbott. We come. We come Wanderers. What just happened? Why is it refreshing? So League One, 9, 180. Then is it 270? So he hasn't even played up to 3 games in League One. But he has played a fair bit. He has played a fair bit. But at least he's playing more than Young. Okay, what else again? Donley. Stoke City. Hey, in the championship as well, 2 games out of 4, 40 minutes. Ah, 40 minutes in 2 games. That means he's coming off on the bench and he has gotten an assist. Hey, this is serious. Oh, hey, 40 out of 180 with Lancashire. We have a lot of players out on loan. Jesus. I'll just check the ones that I know. With Lancashire, okay. Lancashire's playing. Lancashire's playing. Lancashire's playing. Yeah, Lancashire's playing. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Um, Tyrese Hall. Notts County. Jesus Christ, this guy looks like a baby. What? He's 19. He's turning 20 in September. Ah, EFL League Two. 56 minutes in 3 games. Hey, EFL Cup 27 minutes. All of them are not playing. Hey, Jesus. There is all. Mikey Moore. I don't know why you go on loan if they can't guarantee you game time. Yeah, I'll not go. I'd rather just stay where I am. Scottish Premiership. Mikey Moore has played a couple minutes. It doesn't look like he has been playing well. 10 minutes in the Champions League. I mean, he probably came on from the bench. Scottish League. Um, they played 4 games in the Scottish League. And you're telling me he has only played 2. Now, how for you people? Ashley Phillips. I'm coming in. If you guys have left any comments, I don't know. I'm checking these things here. Okay, okay. He said, okay, okay. Ashley Phillips. Okay, you gave me a list of names to check. So Ashley Phillips, 180 minutes in 4 games in the championship. Okay, 4 games, 60 minutes in 4 games in champion. Ah, 4 games. In three, he has made 3 appearances, a total of 60 minutes. Ah, these guys are not joking. This is not championship. Championship, they're rubbish now. How are these players not playing in the championship? Hey, this is serious. Oh. Scottish League. This is not 4 games in. This one has only played in the Scottish League Cup. Hey. Okay, Scottish Premiership. He has played 1 game out of 4. Ah, this is serious. So, what is this? Let's check again. More about Phillips, Young. I've checked Young, Hall, Donny, Devine, Ajayi, and I've checked Ajayi. I've checked Lancashire, sorry. So remaining Ajayi. Ajayi. No, I heard Ajayi is pulling up trees. I heard he has been scoring or something. Abi, yeah, he scored. I heard he scored. EFL Cup, League One. 109 minutes. It's only in the cup that they've been playing them. Now, wow. This Velis, what a waste of money. This guy does not have a future at this club. He's playing, Sha. He's playing. At least he's playing where he's at. Rosario Central. 1 goal. Kai. How much did we sign him for again? How much? 15 million euros. Jesus Christ. You people could have just given me this money. My life would have changed. My life would have changed. But anyways, let me go back to the comments. So let me see. I don't so because my light is back there and I'm using my laptop. My laptop is blocking me whenever I carry it up. So yeah, let me not carry it up too much. Let me copy some of your comments, Patch, because there's some things that I want to respond to here. Um, okay, yeah, I've copied that one already. I remember that one. Let me copy this one. Um, okay, let me copy this one as well. Paste. Okay, so really, she's like Madison. He's just a natural character. Walks into the changing room and brightens it up. They're both lovely football players. Agreed. 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 I bet you Liverpool implode. Why do you think Liverpool implode? Like, what have you seen that makes you think Liverpool implode? I told you that. I told you guys that I thought that by now Liverpool will have been struggling by now. Like, I thought they would have struggled by now because, in my eyes, this is the time that they are not meant to be as good, and they haven't been as good, but they've still been picking up points. I don't know how they've done it. Um, Vuskovic scored a screecher. He's always scoring goals. You should better learn how to defend. From what I've seen at Tottenham, I don't think he's good enough as a defender. So yeah, that's just my own opinion. Um, so my question is, if we're loaning these players out to get minutes, then why are the clubs? Why are they then in clubs? Why are then? Why are they then in clubs where they are not getting it? That's what you need to ask your land. And that's the thing. Like, can't you like? There's this thing that we do in FM where you have an affiliate club, and with the affiliate club, basically what you do is you pay the club every year to take your players out on loan to give them playtime and develop them. I think Tottenham need an affiliate club. Like, Tottenham needs to hire me. I'm not even joking. I think that from playing FM, I would know how to run this club better than um, some of these people that are there right now. Honestly, from playing football manager, I genuinely think so. Like, even these transfers, there's somebody that said something that I've forgotten the person. I think, yeah, Mina talks football or something. She's a Man U fan. I like her. I like her. She's a YouTuber. She's not as popular as a lot of people, but she's a very good YouTuber. Mina talks football. And she said that if she was the one for Man U, yeah, I play FM. I play FM. So she said that if she was the one for Man U, she would have hired these guys that handle hostage negotiations to handle their negotiations. And everybody in the chat was laughing, but it was serious. Like, I actually think that makes so much sense. She said that there's nobody in this world that could possibly handle a negotiation better than somebody that has been at a hostage negotiation. Like, they know how to negotiate. They are the kings of negotiation. That is as tense and as crazy as it can get for negotiations. So you go in there, you sack all these Langa guys, you get in Brentford's the whole team, or maybe even go to Brighton and hire their team after Chelsea have done the last set. You go and hire this new set. Then, after hiring that set, for negotiations, you hire former hostage negotiators or whatever they are called, and hire them for us to negotiate for us and negotiate these deals for us and things like that. Like, this thing isn't hard. Like, the best people and the most successful people are not necessarily people that know how to do all these things. Like, you don't need to know how to do all these things. You just need to know how to get other people that can do it to do it. Like, people that like, as a person, you cannot be strong at everything. Do you get what I'm saying? You can't be strong at everything. Nobody is. But, like, you can hire somebody else that hides your deficiencies. Do you get what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of people don't do that enough. I don't know. I just feel like she was right. Like, hosted negotiators, and all these type of things will really help your team do a better job in the transfer window. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't know. And hire a new scouting team because, like, if the manager is coming and saying that, basically hinted at the fact that the scouting team at Brentford and the recruitment team at Brentford was basically better than what he has at Spurs, that should raise alarm bells, if anything, to me. Um, so yeah, let's go to Patch's other comments. So Patch said, let me see. We should have played a back three against Bournemouth because Peripera is an attacking wing back, not a right back. So I spoke about the Bournemouth game and I said that unfortunately I wasn't able to catch the first half, but I was able to catch the second. And let me show you guys what I was saying. So what I noticed was, from what I was able to catch in the second half, a lot of the time our midfielders were getting outnumbered. And maybe that's because Papi Matassa was playing in the number 10. So because Papi Matassa was more advanced doing the high press, whenever they get the ball to the midfield is only Bissouma and I said Bissouma, Bentancur and Polinia, and then they're outnumbered by Bournemouth's press. But basically, whenever any of our players were on the ball, there were at least two men on him, and I don't know how they did it, but that's what I noticed when I was watching that game. Now, I was able to see that in the second half, and I told you I only watched the second half, but I was able to see that in the second half, and if I was able to see that, I'm pretty sure the manager as well should have seen that. So me personally, like you said, I think that he should have played a back five. And the reason why I think he should have played a back five is because when you move into a back five, you are able to outnumber them in midfield, or at least not get outnumbered in midfield anymore. Even if you're not able to outnumber them, at least you won't get outnumbered in midfield. Um, let me show you. Sasature, Sasature, Richarlison. So this is what we went with, and I did get it. I thought myself this was what I predicted he would go with. I thought that they would have enough legs in this midfield, but after watching that first half, personally, I would have done this. Sorry, the same thing that we went with against PSG and gone to this because they were eating us alive in that midfield, and you would have gone to 1-2-3 in midfield with 1-2 as the creativity because we're trying to use Kudus and they were doubling up on Kudus every single time, sometimes even triple marking him. So Kudus couldn't carry the ball out. He couldn't do anything. And that's the thing. And that's why I was banging on the left winger all like summer long. Because I was saying, guys, if you guys think that just Kudus is going to rectify our issues or just Xavi Simons is going to rectify our issues, you guys are on the long thing because a lot of the games, if they mark out Kudus, and if Xavi is playing the ball to Brennan, then it's as good as him not playing the balls to anybody. And that's why I was saying that a left winger is very important for us. Like I get it that everybody's saying, "Oh, we need a number 10. We need a number 10." A left winger is just as important as a number 10 to me. And us not getting a left winger is probably going to bite us in the bum eventually. But let's see how Kolomani does. But this is what me I would have gone to because there were like two men on every midfielder, and they basically hounded us like we did to Manchester City. That's exactly what they did to us. That's exactly what they did. The exact same thing that we did to City to us, and we couldn't cope with it. And even aside from that, I think that the players just all had a, all had off days, like misplaced passes from like so Bentancur. Everybody couldn't beat his man. Mind you, Kudus had like 2, 3 men on him at the time. Love that formation, bro. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But like, I agree. This is what he should have gone with. But like, Kudus had like 2, 3 men on him, so you can't necessarily blame him. Do you get what I'm saying? So let's just see. I get what you mean, and I agree with you 100% that we should have played it back three against Bournemouth. Like, and that's where I blame the manager. Now, was I angry about the loss? Honestly, no, no, because I've seen worse last season. I've seen worse, to be honest, and I wasn't really phased by it. My only, the only takeaway I had, because is a new manager, is 3 games in. This is not our first loss of the season. A lot of people seem to have forgotten that. A lot of people seem to have forgotten that we lost against PSG. But this isn't our first loss, and it's just he should learn from it. And next time that shouldn't happen again. If you see something is not working, Thomas, change it. It's not working, change it. But at the same time, you might say, "Oh, what options did he have?" Look at the bench that we had against Bournemouth and whatever. But I think he could have gone with a 3-5-2 at the very least. Try to change it. If you change it and it doesn't work, then you change it and it didn't work. But don't just keep it the same. You get what I'm saying? Like that's what that was my only criticism. I'm not going to come here and pretend like we will not lose games. Manchester City at their pump lose games. Real Madrid at their pump lose games. Um, Liverpool at their pump lose games. You get what I'm saying? So we're going to lose games, but it's just about him learning. And I feel like I said in my match review, is that there are lots of games that w- we are going to see things like this. Like I feel like the next 2 years, at least, is going to be learning for the manager and the players, because I feel like a lot of these players are not going to be in this team again. And now, a lot of people listen to that. A lot of people listen to that Thomas Frank press conference and was saying, "Oh, we're not going to get the striker, whatever, whatever." If you guys go back and listen to that press conference, he said, "I'm not saying that we're not going to go for a striker in the future, but right now we're not going for a striker. Like we're not going to sign a striker." That's what he said. So he didn't necessarily say that, "Oh, Richarlison and Solanke," and we know that these guys are not good enough. Thomas Frank knows these guys are not good enough. Like I said, he came into this team, he looked at the right wing, he said, "Bernard Johnson isn't good enough. Come in." Bernard Johnson moves to the left. Bernard Johnson is good enough for the left. Savio, please come in. We're unable to get Savio. We're unable to get the players that we want. Okay, no problem. Let's get in a temporary solution in Kolomwani, and then we'll go for our signings again next summer. He has said consistently in the press conferences that he's not going to just bring in a player for bringing in player's sake. If the player doesn't improve the squad in his eyes, then he's not going to bring in the player. So I'm fine with that, and I respect it, and I'm all for it. But I know that long term, a lot of these players are not going to be here. Like a lot of these players, and we're already seeing it slowly. Bissouma is going to be on his way out soon. Bernard Johnson, I don't think he's going to last in this team, because he said that when, I think I can't remember when he said this. I can't remember which interview, because I've consumed so much Thomas Frank content since he became our manager. But he said that if a player isn't doing well in training, the data is there. They use data for everything. So the data is there, and they will show you your running data in front of everybody. So everybody can see that you're not putting in the hard yards for the team. And I'm pretty sure that they would have seen the data for sorry, Patch. Sorry. I know. I'm sorry. Um sorry. I will try to slow down. Um but he said that the data, if you're not putting in the hard yards for the team, they will show you the data in front of everybody. And when they show you the data in front of everybody, everybody sees that you're not doing well enough. You're not putting in the hard yards for the team. So players like Brennan, I don't think that they will be able to hide for too long, like under a manager like Frank. So I think that a lot of like squad changing is going to happen in the next couple of years. In the next 2 to 3 years, a lot of transition is going to happen. A lot of players are going to come into the first team, because a lot of people talk about our first team and overhype our players into things that they are not. I feel like a lot of our squad needs to be improved. This guy, there's a conversation to be had about this guy, but I'll just rest my case until further down the line this season. No problem, Patch, no problem. Um, so yeah, I will just rest my case until further down this season. But like I feel like a lot of our first 11 needs to be improved, and this manager is going to improve it. It just needs time. It just needs time, because if you look at the difference between now and any manager, like if you even think back to Conte, if you think back to Jose, we brought in the likes of Joe Rodon, we brought in the likes of Matt Doherty, we brought in the likes of Jed Spence, the likes of Sesen Young, Jack Clark. If you think back to all these other managers, Langley, they weren't necessarily first team starters. But under Thomas Frank, let me show you guys. All the players that we brought in, first team. Every single one of them, first team. Every single one of them, no exception. And that's the thing, like he's not bringing in, he's bringing in players to push players that are in the first team to the bench. That's how you improve your squad long term. And I really believe in what he's trying to do, but I know it will take some time. I know it will, but like me, I'm here for it. I'm calm. There's nothing. See, you can't get. It can't possibly get worse than. Um, it can't possibly get worse than last season, in my opinion. Like personally, I don't think it can get worse than last season. Like honestly, I don't think it can get worse than last season. And like, there's no loss this season that I feel like, and that's the thing. Like that's why I'm grateful. I feel like Ange. There's this thing that Sean Butler used to say that he feels like Ange is the guy before the guy, and I feel like even though what he meant, I know he didn't mean it like this, but let me tell you how I interpret that. Ange is the guy before the guy in the sense that we've been able to win a trophy. This is my own interpretation, and this is my own version of it. We've been able to win a trophy, so there's not like that desire for a trophy again. Normally sports fans always say, "Oh, trophy, trophy!" every season. What do you want? A trophy, a trophy, trophy. There's not that hunger and desire for a trophy as much as before. So we've been able to win a trophy. Aside from that, we faced more losses than we could ever imagine in our lives as sports fans. So I don't think that as bad as it could possibly get, I don't think that sports fans will lose their minds like like we've seen worse. So anything anything that no matter how bad it could get on that front, I don't think it can be as bad as what we've seen. I mean, we finished 17th. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think that in that sense, he will be given time. And like with what we're seeing with one, two, three, four, straight to the 11, I think that fans will be able to convince each other to give him time. But yeah, thank you for your comment patch. I think my people are quite decent people, honestly. I think Nigerians are quite nice people. I think like um I think I'm a decent person. I think I like myself. I mean, it has taken a while to be comfortable in my own skin and learning about myself. Like I said, I'm still 21. Some people might say I'm young. I don't necessarily feel that way, but it has taken a while to get here. But yeah, I think I like myself, and I think I'm quite a decent person. So yeah, thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Thank you. It's nice to see somebody noticing the work I've done on myself. So yeah, um, but yeah, like I said, I think that the fans are going to be able to buy time for the manager, and I find that very interesting because I think he deserves it. If anything, I think he does deserve time and patience from the fans. So yeah, let me see which other comments. I look at our players and I think we have it. We can qualify from the wait. Which comment was first? Let me check. So I know Patch left two comments, and I want to read them in the order of which he dropped them. Yeah, okay. I look at our players and I think we have it. We can qualify from the CL group and we can stay competitive. I'm looking forward to our season. So, Tottenham CL fixtures. So I think our CL group is really kind, incredibly kind, incredibly kind, and I can't under emphasize the incredibly kind. I think our fixtures are incredibly kind. I think they're really kind to us, and I think we'll do well. We'll do well. I think we should easily qualify for that. I think we should easily. I would expect us to easily. Maybe I see Tottenham where Tottenham isn't anymore. Like a lot of people and like so. Oh God, I saw this comment on the Yohan Lang post when the person the person was talking about how Lang has done a good job. That a lot of people seem to have forgotten that Tottenham was finished 17th. And even though we finished 17th, we've still been able to attract the likes of Kudus, the likes of Xavi Simons, the likes of Polinia, the likes of Kolomani. Like a lot of players, like I said, and I hinted at that, that I feel like that's why Tottenham Hotspur have not been able to bring in anybody. That I feel like we've been getting rejected by lots of players, and that's why we've not been able to bring in anybody. But still, with the circumstance of things, we've still been able to bring in some players to the first team. So I find that very interesting. That's a very interesting way to look at it. I didn't look at it that way until I saw the person's comment. Well, yeah, I thought that was another way to look at it. But yeah, I do think that this CL group is something that we should qualify from. But doing anything further than that, not so much. I don't think. I don't think so. I don't know about the new players, but there's so much talent in what we have. See, I'm of a different opinion to that. Let me tell you, yeah, last season I begun to see a lot of our players in a very different way. Like there are lots of players in our team that up until last season I used to rate, and I used to think, oh, if this guy could just become consistent. But now, after what I saw last season, yeah, like I understand like losing games, it happens, but there's a way you lose games that I cannot accept. I'm the kind of person that I'm a very bad loser, to say the least. I showed. Let me show you guys where this whole bad loser thing comes from. Give me a sec. So look at this. These are from back in secondary school when I used to do sports. Yeah. And there's so many here. So I'm the kind of person that I'm a very bad loser. I don't know how to lose. I hate losing. And a lot of people seem to confuse me being a bad loser with me not knowing that I lose. I know that there are some times that I will lose and whatever. I'm coming. Let me return my medals. Sorry. Oh my god. I think I have done made a mess here, but anyways, I'll rectify that later. But yeah, and that's not even all of them. There was this girl that I used to like back when I was younger, and I know she has some. There were some I threw away because they were rusting and whatever, because it wasn't real gold. It was painted gold. So yeah, I should have a lot more than that, but it is what it is. That's all I have, and I will keep to show my kids that their father was quite agile back in the day. But anyways, so what was I saying? There's like it's not like I don't understand that you will lose. I don't understand you will lose. I do understand it. You can't win every time, but it's the way you lose. There's a way to lose. Like how I'm the kind of person that if I lose and I know I gave my all, I wouldn't be angry with myself. I wouldn't be angry with myself because I know I did everything I could for this to work, but it didn't. It's the same way I live in terms of friendships, relationships, whatever. I give my all. If I give my all and it doesn't work out, then it's fine. I know it wasn't meant to be. But if I don't give my all, then I'm pissed because I'm thinking, oh, what could have been? What if? What if? That's how I live my life. Anything I'm doing, I give my all. And like with this Tottenham team, watching them last season, I couldn't believe my eyes because even if you've accepted defeat, there's a certain caliber of player you are that like even when you don't try to play good, you still play good. Do you get what I'm saying? Like you just have that much quality. You don't necessarily know how to play bad. You can have off days, one-offs, bad periods of form, but for majority of the period, we would see a consistent level of performances, even if you're not trying. Like Ericsson in his sleep could. Okay, let me know he's Ericsson because he has sort of faded. De Bruyne in his sleep could wake up from sleep and just ping a pass. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, like that. It is just there. He just has it. Football is something that you either have it or you don't. And watching our team last season, I felt like a lot of them do not have it. I don't know what it is. I get people who say, oh, they were not trying and whatever, but there's a certain level of bad you are that I need to question every single thing about you. And a lot of these players, I get it, they won the Europa League trophy for us, but I don't look at a lot of these players with joy in my heart. I look at them with anger for what I watched last season. And if it was up to me, I want to replace the whole 11. I want to replace every single one of them except Van de Ven. Every single one of them, every other one. I'm replacing any one, every other one. Okay, maybe Pedro Porro, no. Pedro Porro and Van de Ven are the only ones I'll keep. With this one, get out of my 11. You get out, get out, get out. Every single one of you, everyone else, get out of my 11. That's how me I feel after watching what I watched last season. So I just feel like personally, I get what you're saying when you say, "Oh, there's so much talent in what we have." But me personally, how I feel now, I don't see it anymore. I used to think that way before. I don't see it anymore. The only player that is not here now that I would add to this team, and let me even do it now. My baby boy, our egg. Where is he? Our egg. Come, Jerry. Don't mind them. The rest of them are rubbish. This is the only person I'll add to this team. See this. New players, new face. This one, I don't even like him already. For him rejecting my club in January, I already don't like him. So he better come here and perform. But anyways, this one too. But the rest of them, except from this one, the rest of them and this one's like this. Get out of my club. Get out. The rest of them should get out. Honestly, that's how me I feel. That's how me I feel personally. And maybe they have to gain my trust again. Like I feel like I really lost the love and attachment and whatever that I had for the team last season. I really detached myself from it because I don't know how like people that their teams are in relegation battles. I don't know how they do it. I honestly don't know how they do it because that's basically what Tottenham were last season. And there are people that go through this stuff every season. Like this is their norm. I don't know how they do it. You think that you think that new players are exciting? Are you asking or are you telling? Are you saying something or are you asking me? Let me know, Patch, if you're asking me or you're telling. But yeah, like I don't. I fell out of love with this team and my faith in the players' abilities and all these things is not there anymore. It's not there anymore. I want a whole new team. Honestly, asking. Or do I think that the new players are exciting? That's a very interesting question. I think so far, like that's the thing. I I don't want to judge these players until I've seen them in sports yet. Like I said, like I'm not the way I see football now. I'm telling you, last season really changed my view on a lot of things. Like especially football wise, changed my view on a lot of things. There are many things that I used to think before that I don't think anymore. Like before, I used to want to give players time to grow and whatever. Now I'm ruthless. I'm ruthless now. Now I don't care. You're either good enough or you're not. Like honestly, and I'm moving on from you ASAP. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, even the same thing, like with how I manage my teams in FM now. I'm ruthless now because the way last season opened my eyes. If you don't, if you keep on saying, "Oh, give this players time," we nearly got relegated. Like, we nearly got relegated. I'm not taking any chances anymore. I'm not like trying to have hope and believe or give somebody time anymore. No, because it's you or me. And if it's you or me, I'll pick me. I will pick me anytime. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's how I see it now. Um, so yeah, but these players, like I said, I'm not going to make any judgments on anybody until I've seen them in a sport shirt. And it's based on what I see in a sport shirt that I'll make judgments of. Like Xavi now, a lot of people, I've seen videos, I've seen the good, I've seen the bad. I've watched very a lot of content of Xavi. And I even have some videos of his questions, asking Shabby questions, some of his home videos that I'm yet to watch to try to get to know him as a person and whatever. But yeah, I have lots of content I have to watch on him, and I've watched analysis on him, the good, the bad, the ugly, the whatever. I have an idea of the kind of player he is, but I want to see him in a sport shirt before I make any sweeping judgments. Kudos so far, like what I've seen. Um, I like what I've seen so far, but he's not getting in goal scoring positions. But at the same time, when he's the one creating for the team and he's playing with players like Richarlison, when this team can create for him, realistically speaking, I do think that later down the line, this might be our best midfield because it's more balanced. But I'm keen to see what the manager does. So there are lots of things that, like, but I feel like the manager still has to figure out. I think the players still need to settle. Like, I'm pretty sure we've not seen the best of this guy yet. I know we haven't. I know we haven't. Um, I would like to see how this one performs. Like I said, he better play well, because if he doesn't play well, I might be the first hater he has. I'm not even joking. I might be the first hater he has, because after rejecting my club, you come and then you play rubbish. Like, you're not even up to par. I would lose my mind, honestly. So I already have this one already has a target on his back already, because I'm not even happy with the signing. I won't even lie to you. I'm not, because if you don't want to play for my club, then I don't want you on my club. I want any players that want to play for my club. But anyways, um, so yeah, there are lots of things that I have question marks about, but I'm keen to see. I still want to see more of Palinia. I still want to see more of Kudus. I still want to see Simons. I still want to see this guy Kolomwani as well. So I don't know what to make. And please do not be too quick to judge on Kolomwani Ali. I feel you. I feel you. I know, like, I know it's my emotions now. But if he plays well, I'll probably forgive him. But if he doesn't, bro, like, do you know how annoying that would be? Like, we tried to sign you. He rejected us for Juve. We offered to pay his whole salary. Juve, I don't think Juve paid any part of his salary, and he picked them over us. And now he picked us because Juve went there. I don't know. It just leaves a bitter taste in my mouth. I get what you mean. I get what you mean. Like, I get what you mean, but I get what you mean. Oh, but I'm human, and it just leaves a bitter taste in my mouth. Like, I can't run away from the fact that I know that this guy rejected us. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I can't try to pretend like I don't know that. I do. We all do. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't know. It just leaves a bitter taste in my mouth, personally. Um, these are all fantastic football players. I hope and pray so. Honestly, my brother and I had a conversation this morning. And my brother was talking about how, like, a lot of people call these footballers bad footballers. He doesn't watch football, but he was like, a lot of people say, "Oh, these guys are bad footballers." But do you know how good you have to be to make it as a professional? Do you know how much sacrifices they've had to make and whatever? Like, people that call them bad footballers, if you actually can play against them, there is like a golfing class between footballers and everybody else, even the ones that you think are bad footballers, like even Timo Werner and these other ones, Mathys Tel. If you go and play against him, you can't lace his boots. Like, you get what I'm saying? So, like, we just had that conversation, and it was a very interesting perspective from somebody who doesn't watch football. So I do get where it's coming from, but football is an emotional sport. A lot of the things we say are like emotional, and from an emotional point of view rather than like proper analysis. Sometimes I try to keep my head, and I'm able to do that maybe more than others due to being a mass comm student. So I know how to sort of be unbiased in some ways. Obviously, sometimes I let my emotions take over instead of my head, like this Colomani situation, where I've been saying if he doesn't play well, he's going to have a problem. I'm going to have a problem with him. But anyways, like, yeah, but yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. So there is a deal of psychological management. What do you mean by that? Like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? In what sense? Like, psychological management in what sense? Like, who are you talking about? What player are you talking about? In what sense? So let me know, Patch. Um, let me see. If you've come this far, please like, please subscribe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, I'm waiting for your comment to Patch. But yeah, I'll soon end the stream, Sha. Because it's past 12 now. You can help a player. Mm. Wait, what are you talking about exactly? Which player are you talking about? Which player are you talking about? Like that we can help. Which player are you talking about exactly? So I understand the context of like what you're saying. Anyone? Oh, I get you. I get. Like it's not just they're humans as well. Like do you get what I'm saying? They're humans as well. They're humans as well. I get what you're saying, Sha. I get what you're saying. Like that's another thing. Like after watching Billions, I don't know if you've watched the series Billions, but after watching Billions, I never really understood the importance of the psychologist at a workplace. And like I did understand the importance of therapists and all these type of people in like the traditional sense, in the sense that like in your normal life I'm going to see a therapist. But like at the workplace, I didn't understand the need for a therapist, for a psychologist. And like that is something that is very important. God help me, in the future in a position where I own a big business and I can afford one. I would like to get a psychologist in the company to help with um the people that I employ. So yeah, I think that is something that is incredibly important. So yeah, I get where you're coming from. Like the game, like football is played here even more than it is played with legs, in my opinion, because like you have to be strong mentally to be able to shake off like people trying to rattle you on the pitch. You have to be strong mentally to shake off misses, bad passes, bad performances, and things like that. Pressure as well. Like it's played here as much as it is played with the feet. So I do get where you're coming from. Like I do get where you're coming from. I do get where you're coming from. But I'll try not to be quick to judge or too quick to judge. I get what you mean. I will try not to let my emotions or my the bitter taste that Kolomwani left in my mouth in January affect my or create a bias against the player. I've done my research on him. I have an idea of what he's good at and what he's bad at. So I do have an idea of the kind of player he is. But I'll still wait until I see him in a Tottenham shirt before I make any judgments. I agree with you. I would do that. I would do my best to do that. But yeah, I would do my best to do that. Is there any last thing you want me to talk about or you want to ask me before I go? Patch, let me know if there's anything you want to ask me before I go. Um, but yeah, it's past 12 now, almost 12:30 here in Nigeria. It's 12:19. So yeah, let me know if there's anything you want to ask me before I go. Everybody, anybody watching up until this point, if you've come this far, please like, please subscribe, and turn on post notifications. So yeah, Patch, is there anything or nothing? Let me see. Big up to Diego, big up to Patch for the comments. Thank you. And big up to the one new person that subscribed. I am grateful to you. And thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I am grateful. Um, Let me see. Okay, so Patch hasn't left any comment. So I'm guessing Patch has nothing to say. I mean, just make sure it's not my network. Okay, it's not my network. Okay, so I'm guessing Patch has nothing to say. Um, I guess that will be all, guys. You're one hell of a guy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Patch. I'm very grateful. You too, man. You too. And it's nice to have you here watching my content. Honestly, it means a lot. Like, I don't think you understand how much it means, but it does mean a lot, honestly. So thank you so much. And thank you to anybody that's come this far. Like I said, if you've come this far, please like, please subscribe. It's free. You don't pay to do it. So thank you guys, and thank you, Patch. Thank you, Diego. I'm very grateful to you both. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Keep safe. Keep safe to you as well, Patch. Take care and bye bye. Good night. I don't know what time it is where you are. I think you're in the UK. So yeah, good night. Good night. Take care.